Utilico Emerging Markets Trust aims to generate an attractive long-term total return from a portfolio of emerging market infrastructure and utility equities. Managers Charles Gillings and Jacqueline Broers and their team at ICM invest primarily in operational infrastructure and utility companies in emerging markets, which are benefiting from long-term growth trends. These businesses are generally underpinned by established regulatory frameworks, supporting predictable and sustainable cash flows. The portfolio provides a relatively low beta exposure to emerging markets. The trust has outperformed the MSCI Emerging Markets Index over the long term. Since the company was formed 20 years ago in July 2005, it has generated annual NAV total returns of around 9.1%. Stocks are selected on a bottom-up basis following thorough fundamental research, including the construction of a detailed financial model and valuation targets from an investable universe of more than 1,000 companies. The managers take a long-term approach, avoiding short-term stock market noise, and are benchmark agnostic. This is clearly evidenced by a notable overweight Brazilian exposure and a meaningful Chinese underweight exposure versus the MSCI Emerging Markets Index. The managers and their team travel frequently, meeting with company managements and visiting their businesses. They are supportive of investee firms' capital requirements by participating in follow-on equity offerings, and the trust is often among their largest international shareholders. To mitigate risk, there is a series of internal investment guidelines in place, as a maximum percentage of gross assets at the time of investment. Individual investment 10%, single country 35%, individual sector 25%, unquoted investments 10%, and top 10 holdings 60%. The managers have identified 4 growth megatrends in emerging markets, and each of the trust's around 80 holdings can be classified under one of these: energy transition, social infrastructure, global trade, and digital infrastructure. Energy transition includes electrification and decarbonization projects and the shift to renewable energy. Social infrastructure growth is being driven by societal changes as rising middle classes demand better quality services, while rapid urbanization is driving the need for major investment in transportation, communication and internet services. Regarding global trade, there are opportunities in transportation and logistics, helped by diversification of supply chains following the global pandemic and the increase in nearshoring in response to heightened geopolitical tensions. Digital infrastructure is benefiting companies harnessing the integration of digital technologies across society. The trust pays regular quarterly dividends, and the total annual distribution, which has been fully covered since 2016, has been increased or maintained every year since the trust was launched. More than 80% of the trust's investee companies pay dividends, supporting the trust's attractive yield. If you would like to find out more about Utilico Emerging Markets Trust, please visit Edison Group website.